don't want to be eating red meat, and we want to be drinking distilled water. And if everyone drank distilled water, most of the urologists would go out of business because there wouldn't be any kidney stones. The ladies that tend to be on the heavy side, we used to have a saying in medicine, fair, fat, and 40. They were the people that got the gallstones. Well, they could have been fair, fat, and 40, but if they drank distilled water, they would not have gotten any gallstones. Okay? So, salivary gland stones, I've seen many of them. That's from drinking water that has inorganic calcium carbonate in it. All right, so let's, you know what not to do now. Drink distilled water, don't eat red meat, don't eat sugar. I know you'll love me after that. Okay, now we're going to talk about supplements. How many people in here are taking supplements? Okay, good, good. You're taking supplements, okay. Now, I took supplements, I started taking them when I was about 27 years old. And I believed in them because I knew a little bit about supplemental nutrition, how important it was, that you cannot possibly get all the nutrient content from the food you eat. And so I changed my lifestyle. When I graduated from high school with 150 pounds, 7 years after I married, I was 190 pounds. And I looked in the mirror one day and I saw this fat little Italian guy, and I said, oh. And then I saw my father, my uncles, and everyone else, and I said, yeah, something wrong with this picture. And I just started automatically, I just had an intuitive feeling about, I had to stop eating desserts, and I had to stop eating meat. And that's what I was brought up on. That was my culture. So, and I did. And it took a while. I made the transition slowly. So it took about 7 years, but about that length of time, I was pretty much convinced that I was doing the right thing, because I got back down to my 150 pounds, which that's what I currently weigh. And but I knew I needed supplements. But you know, whose supplements did you take? I mean, you go into the store and you get a headache looking at all the stuff on the shelf. But I was always taking what I believed, based on what research was available, was the best product. So, and I started taking supplements at age 27. Okay, continued right up till today. In 2003, I was introduced to the biophotonic scanner at a medical convention down in New Orleans. And there was a, well, if you understand medical conventions, all the drug detailmen are there pitching their drugs. And there's a lot of doctors, a lot of nurses, PAs, family nurse practitioners, all of the medical profession. And generally there's big lines, because the drug people give out a lot of freebies. They give out handbags, they give out pens, pads, whatever, little lights, whatever. And I saw this one line that was very long, and I thought, well, what in the world are they giving away there? So I walked down that head of the line, I saw this great big sign, and it said, how do you know your diet or your vitamins are working? Well, that was a good question for me, because I didn't know how would I know? No one ever measured my vitamin, content. So I got in the line, I waited 30 minutes, I was scanned, and I scanned 38,000. I was their poster boy. That was the highest score they had garnered in 3 days, with about 500 people there. I don't know how many they scanned, but anyway, I was the highest score. So the guy that was running the scanner, he had retired from Pfizer Drug. He was a regional manager. He introduced a lot of high-powered drugs at the time. And he says, hey, why don't you get on the Pharmanex product? I said, why? I said, I'm the highest score you guys got here, and now you want me to change. Oh, no, so just hold on to what you have. Take our product for 8 weeks. If your scan score does not go up, you get your money back. You don't lose anything. Well, I approach everything with open-minded skepticism. I said, yeah, just sign me up. Let me get on these products. 8 weeks later, I scanned 38,000 with my initial scan. 8 weeks later, I was 46,000. And 16 weeks later, I was 60,000. So I had made a significant jump. I closed the antioxidant gap, and that's what it's all about. When we scan you here tonight, that scan score will be your baseline. Now we have a young lady here. Where is she? Renee. She scored, what did you score? 46,000. That's great. Because if I'm in a room with 100 people and I scan them, they're all going to scan. we scanned 165,000 people. We looked at the scores, and we did a histogram, and the mean skin carotenoid score was 26,000, and that's pretty dismal. Okay, of 165,000 people. So, and what does all this mean? It just means that if you have a very low antioxidant score, your immune system is taking a pounding every breath you take. Okay? Because it doesn't have the reserve it needs to fight off the things that are going to, cause us a lot of problems. So, you got to be taking vitamins that work. Now, with the advent of the biophotonic scanner, we now have a scientific instrument that's been validated at the highest scientific levels. It's accepted worldwide. We received the Stevie Award, that's the same as an Oscar, that's the American Business Award for the most innovative piece of scientific equipment out there. We got that in 2005. And I think we received that American Business Award in 3 years in a row. So the machine is real, and it does exactly what it's intended to do. It's going to measure your skin carotenoids. And what are the carotenoids? The carotenoids are antioxidants. There's about 600 carotenoids out there that they've identified, but there are 6 that are essential. That means that they're the ones you need to have. And that's the alpha-carotene, the beta-carotene, the lutein, the zeaxanthin, the lycopene, and the astaxanthin. They're the ones that we primarily measure. And I have physicians ask me all the time, well, you're only measuring the carotenoids. There's hundreds of antioxidants. And I said, that's exactly right. But the carotenoids are a marker for overall antioxidant protection. So you don't have to measure all several hundred of them. Just measure the carotenoids. And all of that work has been done by Dr. Lester Packer, if you want to write this name down. He is the world's foremost authority on the subject. Free radicals and antioxidants. He's the director of the Packer Lab at the University of California at Berkeley. And his bestseller was called The Antioxidant Miracle. And in there he describes the antioxidant network. If you don't have the antioxidant network in your body, I don't care how much antioxidants are in grapes, in blueberries, in pomegranates, they're not going to be absorbed properly. And the antioxidant network is vitamin C, vitamin E, glutathione, alpha-lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10, and a little smidgen of selenium. You've got to have those in your body. Then if you introduce antioxidants, they're going to be absorbed, and they're going to support the immune system. So, who's familiar with the ORAC score? Oh, good. Come up here.